guitar enthusiasts, we're going to do a super simple song by Tracy Chapman. Only uses my 4 favorite chords, G, E minor, C, D. You can start by using those regular chords, but I'm going to show you what I like to do in this song to make it sound a little bit brighter, a little bit better. So again, we have the traditional chords, C, G, E minor, D. And if you're someone who knows my easier 2-finger versions of the D chord, the C chord, and the G chord, those you can use on here as well. But you might like these versions of the chords, which I call my Stuck Like Glue chords. And I call them that because I believe Sugarland has a song that's called Stuck Like Glue, and it uses these chords. So I always called them the Stuck Like Glue chords. And it's very fitting because our 3rd and 4th fingers are going to be stuck to those bottom 2 strings. So what am I doing? I have my 3rd finger on the B string at the 3rd fret, and I have my pinky right below it on the high E string, also at the 3rd fret. So these 2 fingers are going to be stuck here, right? Stuck like glue to these bottom 2 strings. They're not going to move, and it's going to give the song a much brighter feel, and I think it works really, really well. The other thing that's nice about these Stuck Like Glue chords is these 2 fingers are stuck, so you only have to move these other 2 fingers, and I like it when you have to move less fingers. So let's talk about a G chord. So G chord, the setup's basically the same. Okay, we have 1st finger, 2nd finger up here, and the Stuck Like Glue fingers on the bottom. Now, to go from G to C, it's a very easy movement. So what we would call more of like a C add 9 chord. To go from G to C, you just take these 2 fingers and you move them down 1 string. So instead of being on strings 6 and 5, you are now on strings 5 and 4. Okay, so we have G, we have C. Okay, let's go back to G. We have a little pivot point here to get into E minor. Now this would technically be called an E minor 7 chord. All you have to do is see how I slide that 1st finger up to make room for my 2nd finger to go underneath. Now some of you have big enough fingers that you might be able to just put 1 finger down and play both of those strings. I do not have giant fingers, so I'm going to use both of my fingers. So again, from G, lift up that 2nd finger, slide the 1st finger back, put the 2nd finger right underneath. Okay? So we have G, we have C, and we have E minor. Now to get to D, we're going to lift up our 2nd finger and just drop the 1st finger down to the G string. And this would be what we call a D sus4 chord, just to you guys know the terminology. And that's the D chord we're going to be. Now you can see these fingers have never moved. Watch. G, C, E minor, D. It has a very, very bright sound versus G, C, E minor, D. Okay, one more time with the Stuck Like Glue chords. Of a brighter tone. I really think that's probably what Tracy is using in this song. So I'm going to be using the Stuck Like Glue chords for the rest of this tutorial. You choose the chords you know best. Let's get into the strumming. So I'm going to show you 2 versions of the strumming. I'm going to show you the easy version for those of you who are beginners, and then I'll do a little bit of a playthrough. And then at the end, I'm going to show you a little bit more of kind of like a late beginner strumming pattern that is probably more like the song. But let's get started with the rhythm, because with this song, all of the chords split a measure. And what that means is they're going to be 2 beats, okay? So the chord progression, the great thing about this song is the chord progression is the same for the entire song. G, C, E minor, D. G, C, E minor, D. And all of these chords get 2 beats. So if I were to break that super simple, it would be 2 strums on G, 2 strums on C, 2 strums on E minor, 2 strums on D. So B, don't you know we're talking about a revolution? It sounds like a whisper. Okay, works great. If you're very, very beginner, 2 strums per chord is perfectly fine. Now, if you want to throw an up strum in there, it means those chord changes just have to be slightly quicker. But if you're feeling good, we're just going to throw an up strum at the end. So it's going to be down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. Okay? So let's just play on that G chord to get the strumming pattern. So we got 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and down, down, up, down, down, up. One more time. Here we go. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. Great. So that's our strumming pattern. Now we're going to put it over the chord progression, the order of the chords. G, C, E minor, D. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. Here we go. Don't you know I'm talking about a revolution? It sounds like a whisper. Let's keep going. Ready? Don't you know I'm talking about a revolution? It sounds like a whisper. All right, so that's what we call the hook, or the first kind of chorus of this song. And if you need notes, you can always follow along on my website, laurenbateman.com, where I have the strumming patterns and the chords and the lyrics and stuff for you to follow along with. So that is a very, very simple way to go through these parts of the song. Now there's going to be a bridge part where the singing picks up. So this is kind of a tricky song to sing and play at the same time. So this bridge goes, don't you know you better run, 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 run. So that's a lot of words. The other parts of the song are fairly easier to sing and play over, but that bridge can be very, very difficult. So to do that, you want to make sure you lock in this strumming pattern before you attempt to sing that section of the song. So those are the easy ways to play through this song. But if you're a little bit more of a late beginner, I'd like to challenge you to play it a little bit more like the actual song. And what I'll do is I'll play a little bit more of a playthrough here. We'll do a hook, a verse, a hook, and we'll go through that bridge as well. So what Tracy's really doing on this song is she is hopping the rhythm. And what do I mean by that? So far we've been changing on the downbeat, okay? On the 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're always changing the chords on a down strum. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. Okay? Very even kilter. But this is what we're going to do now. Different there, right? It almost feels like we're rushing to that second chord. Instead of it being nice and even kiltered, it's going to be this. We're kind of rushing on the up strum. So on this part of this strumming pattern, we're using a very, very common strumming pattern. It's going to be the down, down, up, down, up strumming pattern. It's very, very common, works for a lot of songs. And all we're doing, if I just hang out on this G chord again, it's going to be down, down, up, down, up. So we're missing the down strum on the 3. Okay, so it's going to be down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to change the chord. The second chord is going to change on the up after the 2. So it's going to sound like this. It's going to be 1, 2, and 3, 4. 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 All right, so you might want to pause the video and practice that a little bit. Just those first few strums. Down, down, up. Down, down, up. Again. Down, down, up. One more time. Down, down, up. Okay, so you can get the feel of that, because then you're going to have to add another up, down, up on the end. So it's going to sound like this. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. Oh, I missed the chord change. Let's do that again. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. And there you go. See, I still make mistakes. I've been playing the guitar for over 20 years now, maybe? Or, yeah, over 20 years, and I'm still making mistakes. So if you make a mistake with this, don't worry, it's not a big problem. Now this song is a little bit peppy, so just go slow with that strumming at first. But let's try a little bit of a playthrough. We'll do an intro, we'll do the first hook, a verse, another hook, and we'll go through that bridge just so you can hear how that sounds, and you can play along with me. Ready? Let's take it from the top. 1, 2, ready, and... Don't you know, talking about a revolution, it sounds like a whisper. Don't you know, they're talking about a revolution, it sounds like a whisper. While they're standing in the welfare lines, crying at the doorsteps of those armies of salvation, wasting time in the unemployment lines, sitting around waiting for a promotion. Don't you know, I'm talking about a revolution, it sounds like a whisper. Poor people gonna rise up and get their share. Poor people gonna rise up and take what's theirs. Here's the bridge, ready? Don't you know you better run, 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 run. Oh, I said you better run, 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 run. Absolutely beautiful song by Tracy Chapman. If you want to learn another Tracy song, I highly recommend you go watch my fast car lesson right over there where I get into some basic finger picking. It's a great song to get started with.